Welcome back to another episode of our podcast. And today we have a special guest who is someone who I've been following since the last 2 years. I've been following him for Instagram growth. Then he talks about a lot of AI tools. So today's episode, we are going dive deep into AI, Instagram growth, digital marketing. So let's get started. Enjoy the podcast and do share your key learning and feedbacks. I would love to hear from you. So welcome, Rishi, to our podcast. So Rishi, a lot of people already know you being a Instagram influencer. And Rishi, could you like to share a little bit about yourself? Some listeners and viewers would like to know more about you, what exactly you do.
Hi everyone. My name is Rishi. I'm the co-founder of Digital Scholar, and we run a digital marketing agency and an institute based out of Chennai. So, I, along with my brother, have a team of about 120 people and work with clients from real estate, jewelry, and be it e-com and other clientele. But also at the institute, we've trained more than 100,000 people across India and across the world. We do a lot of events as well. Recently, we did an event in Oman and Amsterdam on AI. So we are venturing into offline events as well. But primarily, what something that some backstory about me. I started my journey from Infosys. So I was working as a software engineer there. But as they say, uh, a fish feels stupid if you ask it to climb a tree. So I started feeling stupid there because I was not good at coding, right? I was always good at teaching and I was always good with people. And that's when I quit my job, worked in digital marketing for 1 year, and then ventured out into different arenas. So yeah, until now, I have about 11 to 12 courses, about to launch 4 to 6 more in the upcoming year. And then yeah, that's a bit about me.
Amazing journey, Rishi. Would love to know about that. How you got started with this digital scholar. I know you're doing offline, both online. When this actually you founded, would love to know more about this.
So we come from Chennai, and Chennai is pretty orthodox in terms of the media field, right? We are more into engineering, we are more into solid MBA kind of programs, and students never prefer on in the creative field, right? So what happened was when we were running the agency, and when the agency was growing, like we got certain amount of clients at one point, but we did not have the right talent to fulfill that particular demand. And that's when a lot of other people were also asking that where do we study digital marketing from. Now, we usually used to recommend our competitors back then, but then realized that why don't we start an institute, train them with agency style learning. So what happens is most of them could be recruited and we can hire the best talent into the agency itself. So it becomes a full ecosystem.
Ecosystem.
So that's when that idea popped up and realized, okay, let's do it. But initially we thought we would do it with a partner who was our competitor back then. But we looked into finances, and it never worked out. We never work well with partners, which is where we thought, okay, let's do it standalone. So started working on the curriculum, started working on the trainers, and everything started from scratch. And in the first batch in 2019, around September, when we launched Digital Scholar, we had no presence. People did not know us. Marketing was absolutely zero. In fact, if you type the word Digital Scholar, our website was not even popping up on the Google search engine, right? And when we were selling this program, one of the person says, "What will you teach us? Your website itself is not ranking on top, right?" So that was the first set of welcome that we got. But to our amazement, we had about 100 people almost paying like a 60K. And that was the first batch where we even crossed 60 lakhs in revenue in Chennai, in a market where it's not ready to pay or share out money so easily, especially for such programs back then. But we were able to crack that, and that's when things started working out for us. And immediately in 2020, COVID happened, so we were dominantly an offline company, right? But then, of course, just like everybody else, we had to go online, and then we went online, learned the trade, on the go, and then we truly became online then. So because obviously better revenues, better profits, and more scalability, so we started focusing there as well. So now we are both offline and online in equal terms altogether.
Amazing, Rishi. So, Rishi, like when it comes to digital marketing, somebody wanted to start their journey. So, what do you think there is the first step? Maybe they are doing some job or they're not able to find any opportunity in the market so that they can. So, what is the first step for any someone who is would like to learn the digital marketing?
So basically, what I feel is it is at least if you have to become a seasoned marketer, you have to give at least 2 to 3 years of your time into this particular field. Now, I believe a digital marketer is a generalist first and then a specialist. All right. So he has to become a generalist and become a specialist. Now, there is a concept called as T-shaped marketer, where you're supposed to be knowing about every field, right? So you know about, let's say, performance, SEO, website building, content management, social media, and all of that. But you have a lot of depth or expertise in one of the fields, let's say performance marketing, or running
SEO and
SEO, whatever it is. So that's where you have to start focusing on. Now, if you're somebody who's absolutely new to this field, first year you're supposed to learn from trainers, mentors who've done this particular thing really well, and you have to learn from them, because I believe this field is an ocean, and if you're learning from YouTube or any other place, it's going to be a big nightmare and overwhelming feeling, right? So you want low information, and you get that from the right set of trainers. And 6 months you just learn and slowly start practicing this. And as I said, practice everything, but then you have to have specialization in one of the fields. Now, if you have to become successful, I believe that one of the biggest specialization or you should be focusing on is running paid ads, right? You become a performance marketer, because that's where the real money is, real deal is, and that's where you could be focusing on. So if you were to ask me the top 4 or 5 skill every
skills.
digital marketer should have today, number one is that you should be able to put out videos like how you do, right? So focus on your building your personal brand, because abhi har gali mein there is one digital marketer, not
Yeah,
har gali mein, har ghar mein,
हर
right?
घर
Every
में.
home has a digital marketer. So if you were to truly stand out and charge more for your services or your digital products, you got to build a personal brand, especially dominating on Instagram. All right. Now, apart from this, you have to also focus on performance, which is right across running paid ads. You need to know how to build funnels, automations, landing page copies. I'm talking everything about that. So that's number 2, would be the most important skill. And number 3 is just focusing on your Instagram growth, right? Which is, of course, talking about video ads and stuff, but how you can generate more leads and sales from your Instagram. So that is also really important, because I believe next 4 to 5 years Instagram is going to rule, especially for India, and your focus should be on it, on how you get more clients out of it.
So, Rishi, when you talk about these skills, I know a lot of people, after specifically in the last 1 year, people are saying AI is replacing the copywriters. Is that true?
When ATMs were released back then, a lot of people thought bank tellers are going to lose their jobs, that, banking sector is just going to go down, because we don't need, guys sitting in office, because we can just go to ATM and do it. And when demonetization happened, we still thought even those guys are going to lose the jobs, but it's only increasing and it's only transforming. So I believe copywriters are not going to lose their jobs. They just have to transform, upskill, and use AI together to be able to put out output. And I believe, see, only 1% of the 1% marketers are actually using AI in the right way, because you need to be able to talk to the machines and get the output as well, right? So,
Yeah.
and it's not an easy thing, right? A business owner cannot do it. Somebody who's not a marketer cannot just go out and get the desired output. They need to know the frameworks, they need to know the consumer psychology, and
Understanding the market also.
exactly. So they should be knowing all this, and then that's when they can get the output and replace your copywriter. Or otherwise, it's absolutely impossible. So I believe when AI has launched, the copywriter's job has become easy, but I don't think they're going to get replaced anytime soon, because it's just not easy for people to actually understand prompt engineering, right? So the inputs that they have to put to get the right output.
Now, coming back to the question that we are discussing about the digital marketing skills. So, as you like, there are a lot of specializations out there. Now, what do you think is what are the money making opportunities? One thing that people can do, apply for a job. Another thing is a freelancer. So, what do you think? What kind of the different type of opportunities that people can create for themselves by learning digital marketing skills?
Okay, so first of all, if I think the biggest niche I would say, or the biggest money making opportunities right now, number one would be video editing, right? A
Okay.
lot of video editors required, and they are actually making a mint right now. And with the help of AI tools, video editing could be so much easy. Like, for example, there is a tool called as submagic.co. All right, it's an AI tool. This tool can transcribe whatever you're saying, and it just starts putting captions on the screen, all right, along with b-rolls, which means it also suggests you that if you're saying working in a company, it suggests a video for you and it replaces on the
Wow.
screen for you, which is actually the role of a video
A video
editor, right?
editor, yeah.
Right. So it's doing the job for you and also puts in, zoom out effect and all of this. So you don't have to become like a crazy video editor
Pro
altogether.
editor.
Use these tools, correct? And then just charge a bare minimum and just keep giving it to your business owners and coaches and all of that, because they won't mind, they're getting the work done. And if you're charging let's say 20-30K per month and you have 4-5 clients, it's a great money just using AI tool, and you're able to do that, all right? And I
Hmm.
believe these tools are becoming stronger and stronger by the day. So uh, right now there might be about consistency, about 90-95 percentage of it is getting right, but I believe 1-2 years down the line, it's just going to be like you click one button and your entire video is edited and you're sorted, right? So great money making opportunity lying here, and you can just float a video editing agency. And you can be just single person, but you're calling it as an agency altogether, right? So I believe video editing is a great niche to be in. Second skill set, I believe, one that will stay forever, or one where you become a full-fledged funnel marketer, right? So where you understand the problem, where you understand the demand, where you understand the supply and the marketplace. For example, you can become a full funnel marketer for, let's say, coaches, right? Now what happens is a lot of coaches only focus on one funnel, right? Because they've been taught one funnel by their trainers, right? Which is fair enough. But sometimes certain coaches might, have different funnel working for them, right? And it's only about testing and marketing. So, as somebody, as a consultant or as a freelancer, you're supposed to test different funnels for them and, help them make
Which is
money
working for
altogether.
them, which is giving more revenue. I think a lot of
Absolutely.
coaches specifically I've been dealing with, they don't say, okay, this funnel is not working. Okay, give up. They don't try and test what other different ways that we can actually market our product.
Absolutely. So that's where I believe, but yeah, this comes with a lot of experience, and I believe this comes when you are a coach yourself and when you've tested and done things all together. So this is number two, is you've become a full funnel marketer, and three is go a little more advanced into analytics and tracking and attribution and all of that, right? Which is where right now, because of iOS updates and because of maybe Europe banning ads in I mean, EU banning ads in Meta and stuff, maybe down the line there's going to be a lot of difficulty in terms of reaching out to people or tracking what's working, what's not. So if you have those skills, which is attribution, understanding attribution rates, and understanding how which click is working, first click, last click, all of that bit, the technical side of it, it's going to be massive, because you have great opportunities to make more money out of it. Second, if you can get placed in top notch companies because they are requiring such skills and get like paid really well.
So, what do you think? What is the potential income somebody can make, maybe through your students' batches that you might have seen, like any such incident that you've seen, like people made good number of money? So what are the potential average income that you can anyone think of per month?
See, it's about how much efforts you put in,
Yeah.
right? I believe that it is about consistency. It is also a bit about your luck. Also, third is that where, which niche are you focusing on? See, there's certain people that focus initially, they start focusing on, let's say, print on demand, all right, which is where they're selling, e-com products, yeah, for as they get the order, they're printing and then they're shipping out. Now, if you are operating in that business, you have less margins, all right. You need a lot of investments for you to, especially when you're getting to start out and stuff. So it's very hard to make a lot of money, especially when you're starting out, when you don't have upselling strategy or cross selling strategy. So when you start out, you're supposed to be focusing where the market is very hot. Okay. Now, I've seen my students get anywhere between, on an average, most of them crack at least 30 to 40K a month the moment they get, trained in digital marketing, like right after 4 months. That's the amount they make, let's say, getting placed or freelancing opportunities. But the real growth compounds after 1.5, 2 years, because that's when they have stacked up the skills and they're making great money. For example, one student got placed at about 4.5 lakhs per annum, right? That's almost about 40K a month. Now, he got placed in a US based startup, but immediately after about 2 years, he got into Google, right? So probably
Mm.
100x, 200% growth or something like that, that has happened for him. So that's where I believe that, it's just a game of, continuous upskilling. And there's one student who works about 10 hours a month, which is just doing webinars, cracking about 8 to 9 lakhs in profits, right?
Wow.
So that's also another side of story. And she's just 23, right? So I'm just saying that you just have to be at the right place at the right time, understand the market, be in that blue ocean. That's when you make money, right? And somebody else who's getting into wrong tough businesses, they take more time to mature, they take more time to make money in the process.
I think since this digital marketing has a specifically, I believe more people are inclination towards freelancing. So what do you think the top mistake that freelancers does that actually stagnate their growth in order to find their clients, or what are the mistake they do basically in the early stage of their journey? Because I've seen whenever they learn digital marketing, they start with this freelancing. So what do you think the top mistake they do?
I think they are not digging into their why, right? So they just are there because everybody else is making money, so they think it's the most easiest way to make money. But they have to, self interrogate, and then they have to keep asking why they should do this, right? A lot of students come to me and say, "How do I start an agency?" Now, I'll tell you something. Agency is something you cannot start. It's something that happens as you go in the journey. See, Sagar, if you're really skillful about something, there'll be 10 people asking you, "Can you do this for me? Can you do this for me?" That's when you
Mm.
start an agency, because you're really good with a certain skill. People are looking at you, at the way you're doing things, and they want to actually work with you to get the work done. Right. So that's when the demand increases, and that's when you hired a lot of people to finish the demand and supply the demand. Now, the biggest mistake people do is they don't focus on the skills, right? They don't become skillful enough where if they're standing and they give like a 20 minutes talk and they're showing the results, there should be in a room of 100 people or 100 people wanting to work with this guy, all right? So they're not focused on the skill set, they're focused on probably just thinking that starting an agency or working, I mean, yeah, starting an agency is going to make them a millionaire or something like that, right? So that's of the wrong mindset. So I believe if you're a freelancer, just become so good, skilled enough that a lot of people wanting to work with you. Second, if you become skillful enough, you have to start showing off as well, right? Which means you start again putting out content on your Instagram, on your Facebook, or wherever it is, and you keep sharing success stories of your clients, case studies, transformations, and you will have a lot of people wanting to work with you. So these are the two things: just become skillful. Second is show off your skills, right, via videos and stuff.
Amazing. That means that you're talking about the personal branding, how they can
Absolutely.
build their personal brand. So,
Absolutely.
coming to the personal brand, when it comes to somebody is completely starting out, how they can actually build the personal brand? What is their step by step process they need to follow?
So first of all, what I believe is find a community, find a mentor where you are not alone and you're not doing this alone, because I firmly believe it's a very long journey. It's a marathon that you have to run, and you need to be running with the right set of people, right? Number two is, for first 60 days, post consistently 60 piece of content without looking at your reels view, without looking at comments. And it's just every morning you're waking up, putting that piece of content, and then you're just going about doing your work. So 60 days consistency is important for first 2 months. Number three is that focus on the right set of videos. All right, for example, you should be going and checking three competition of yours. Check out what is the maximum reels views they've got, which reels have got them the biggest result. Save that and try to break it down into three important factors. Number one, what is that first 3 seconds that they have done, okay, which is the hook. Number two, what's the value that they're sharing and how they're sharing that value. All right. So just look at how they started the script, how they are, creating that suspense. And, because in Instagram, it's all about how to get people's attention and retain that attention, right? A lot of people think that getting more likes, getting more comments is going to actually make a reel go viral, but the biggest factor in the Instagram algorithm is the time spent on the reels, right? So, how many
Mm.
people are watching that reel, for how long, and are they watching it replayed, and how many are they sharing and stuff? Because Instagram is pretty cruel. All they want is to people for them to stay on the platform, correct? So, you need to be able to understand why that reel went viral and how did that guy make people watch for a longer time. Okay, so your story, the center value has to be properly benchmarked, and then finally CTA. So you have hook, the first 3 seconds, how did or what did they say? The middle piece, which is where the story, the delayed value comes into picture, and then the call to action, which is how they're closing their entire video. So try to benchmark that and try to really work on those things, because I believe a lot of people work too hard building their videos and their Instagram and stuff, but they're doing it in the wrong way. All right. I believe going viral is a science. All right. It's not about luck at all. Right. See, there are 4 billion creators now today, right? Everybody's posting something or the other, right? Maybe they're not intending to go viral, but somebody or everybody else is posting. And there are almost 200 billion pieces of content being posted every single day. So if you have to stand out, you have to master the game of attention, which is hooks, which is your story, and then your call to action, right? And if you are able to get that, you probably are really, getting the attention. And a lot of people say it's a game of algorithm, it's a game of luck and all of that. But the reality is it's a game of purely your content. If your content is
Content.
good, it will go viral. That's about it.
So you see, when it comes to coaches, like there are a lot of different niches, and where market says that you need to create entertainment content or something. But most of the coaches, when it comes to their specific niche, it is a very specific niche where the audience is very small. So how they can tackle that type of objection or that of challenges that they can't go into like very wide market because their niche is very micro. So in the micro niche, how they can stand out in their niche and how they can go viral or something.
What I would say is that if you are going too narrowed, then probably taking the approach of, I firmly believe you need to focus on just generating leads and talking to them one on one, right? Instead of doing focusing on webinars and trying to sell, just generate leads directly via ads, and then hit them a WhatsApp message and try to understand what problems they have, and try to then sell the solution that you have. Okay, so that's the most simplest approach, I would say. But if you were to make money, all right, what I would say is that you take that piece of knowledge that you have and try to apply that in the similarly into a mass market, all right? Because I believe if you want to make a lot of money, you have to create value for the masses, right?
Masses.
And that's when you will see a lot of success coming into picture, right? So instead of focusing too narrowed, can you just bring in, you can be that into micro niche, but can you take out your learnings from there, add a bit what the mass wants, and try to create a different product altogether which can be rolled out to people? Because I believe change brings opportunity, quick change brings quick opportunity, all right? So let's say AI is coming into picture. You are somebody who is a video editing specialist for doctors. Just remove that doctors bit, you become a video editing specialist, put AI angle into picture, and then you have like a mass market for you altogether, right? Just one example. So you need to really focus on that, because if you are, especially when you're starting out, you're focusing too narrow, I mean, you really have to work hard a lot, right? Which I believe you don't need to. Just change your fine tune what the public wants, and I believe give it to them, and you can just mint money there.
I think I saw your story recently, and Riddhi just crossed 500K in her Instagram. I think she's a perfect example of like how working on niche market and growing her Instagram. So, what do you think? What the that help her um, to grow that, like to reach 500K
So again, she is into parenting
parenting niche?
niche.
Yeah.
Yep. And I think every mother, every parent actually needs to learn what she has to teach, right? Because I
Mm,
believe after your child, then there's something called as postpartum depression, and
mm,
there is something called as it's really hard to deal with a child. You need to know certain things in order to be able to deal, because obviously they are a bit cranky, and in terms of how do we tackle all those situation, it's important to understand. So it's actually a huge mass market, and that's where she tapped into, and that's the easiest way for her to see the growth. So you take any parenting coach, they are actually going through a massive growth, because they just are in the right place. Everybody needs help over there, right? So just
mm,
being at the right place at the right time, and she started really early, so first movers advantage as well, right?
yeah.
So I believe, again, as I said, it's okay to niche down a lot more, but if you are putting out content for your Instagram, and let's say you're launching a course which is a low ticket offer, where you're pushing out a product worth 500 to 1000 rupees directly for people to buy, it has to be a mass product.
Mm,
Very simple copies, very simple language, saying, hey, this is where you are with this course, or with my reels knowledge, you're going from here to there, and you need to follow me, or you need to buy my product. Okay. If you're able to do that, if you're able to transition, you'll see massive growth coming into for you, right? You take all the big coaches, they're talking about relationship, they're talking about business, they're talking about parenting, they're talking about AI, they're talking about digital, uh, very mass topics, right? Which basically gets a quick growth altogether, right? But I'm not opposed to micro niching it down, but if it's something not working for you, then change your strategy, just go into the mass side of things.
thank you for sharing, Rishi. Rishi, so you are currently talking about lot about like the AI tools. So if I ask like what are the top three or top five tools that you would like to recommend to our audience, like they should know this, like this is a cool tool. ChatGPT, everybody knows. What about other tools that you would like to recommend?
Okay, so first I would go with Opus Pro Clips, which is basically helps you to like, for example, we are making this video right now, it's almost about 35 to 40 minutes. Now you'll have to sit and you'll have to actually edit, and it's going to take like at least 3 to 4 hours of your time. So what you can do is simply just publish, or upload this particular video of 35 to 40 minutes into those Opus Pro Clips. It's going to give you 10 to 15 short form of videos from that, right? So it automatically reads the best part of the clips, and then gives the output with the captions on it, and that's it, you're ready with the short form video out of it, right? So it's an absolutely amazing tool for coaches who are doing a lot of longer videos like this, interviews like this, and you can just create like short form videos in fraction of seconds. Okay, so that's number one is Opus Pro. Number two is going to be using, you have a Studio DID, right? Which is where you upload a video of yours and you just put in certain text and it starts saying your output out of it. Okay. Now, this could be useful for just getting people's attention, right? So it's like attention grabbing tool. You don't have to overuse it, but you're using it very carefully. So Studio DID is something that I would recommend and use. Third, what I love about this tool is the fact that, so the tool is 11 Labs, right? Which is a voice synthesizer and dubbing tool. Okay. So let's say Sagar is hosting a lot of interviews. He uploads his videos and his voice gets synthesized. So you will have a similar sounding Sagar, right? But the best part is this one can be dubbed into different languages. So as a
Oh,
coach, you can be, all over India, you can be all over the world, just
all
change one.
vernacular language I can put. Okay, amazing. That's
Absolutely, right? So this is an amazing, because I've used it personally, and the voice synthesizer is almost 95% to the point, right? Which is where I'm amazed at this technology, right? So 11 Labs is really good. Number fourth, I would still go ahead with everybody knows Chat GPT, but Chat GPT 4, right? The paid version with plugins is an absolute beast, right? Everybody has to master look into the plugins. For example, you can just put out a link of, let's say, your competitor, right? So competitor's landing page, you go to Chat GPT 4, you put that link, and you can say, hey, can you make me a similar landing page copy for XYZ topic, and this is what I'm going to be teaching. So this benchmarks your competitor's landing page copy and then creates a similar version for you in your context and your whatever your style is. So this is brilliant, right? Because you don't have to sit and break your
yeah,
head, right? So Chat GPT 4 is absolutely beast in terms of doing this. Number five, my personal favorite would be Mid Journey, which is your text to images. It just creates beautiful images. You can just put yourself into suits and you're flying, Superman stuff and all of that, and then replace your face, you deep fake it, and you replace your face over there, and you just create those kinds of images. Now, these images could be useful for your ads, could be useful for your social media, and just get people's attention. That's the whole point of all these AI tools. So yeah, I believe these five would be my topics.
amazing. Thank you so much, Rishi, for giving that. Even I did not know about that Opus, something that you
Opus
mentioned,
Pro.
Opus Pro. Amazing. Now, like coming back to this, like as a coach, let's suppose I'm into coach. There are a lot of people who are watching. They're into coaching is, so they can use this particular tool and I think leverage their marketing game to the next level. So you are also talk about a lot about automation stuff, like automating things. Now, for being a first new age coach, it is a very difficult to get into this automation things. So how they can learn automation easily? What are the few steps that you would like to suggest them to automating their system with ease?
In terms of automations, I would recommend to just master one WhatsApp tool, one email marketing tool, and one your third party tool like Zapier or Pabbly Connect that interconnects all the three or four platforms. All right. I believe that every coach should master it, but if you're somebody who's not very technically inclined to it, my recommendation would be to hire somebody who can do this for you, which is a one time job, right? But the real thing is to focus on the copies that you're sending out in these emailers and WhatsApp messages, all right? Because I believe that the way you write, right, personally the coach, and if you're hiring somebody else, the way he writes the copy is probably going to be from Chat GPT and stuff. The output is going to be very different. For
Very different.
example, the other day I was fighting with my colleague, and she said, our audience is not a buying audience. They're not buying. They're not really into buying these offers and stuff. There's no point we release it. I'm saying, what are you saying? You can't, as a marketer, you cannot never say that, people are not buying. You should be asking the question, how can we make them buy? All right. So I tweak the offer and I change the language and I keep it so simple, like how I'm talking to a friend. कि भाई ये ऑफर है, वापस मिलेगा नहीं. All right. This is where you get it. This is an amazing stuff. You have to buy, and what clearly segregating the offer, and then you launch it. It really worked well, right? The same buying audience that my colleague was claiming that, is not a buying audience, is actually sitting and buying, right? So there's absolute big difference between, reaching out to people. But I believe it's not, of course, it's all automation and stuff working, but I believe creating Godfather offers is the key to becoming a successful coach. Key, if you
Yeah.
know how to create offers, the reason behind it, the way you craft it, the way you project it makes the biggest difference, and automations will do its work on its own, right? So
Yeah.
automations wise, just use tools. I mean, really, it's very easy to learn, which is your email marketing, your WhatsApp marketing, and just being able to connect it. But just become good with the offerings, because I know certain coaches who do not even use these tools, but they're just good with their offers. All right. And they're just good with making people feel guilty about not buying it, and they make a mint, right, without actually having those tools as well. So that's how I look at it.
So WhatsApp automation, which tool that you recommend?
So I use Vati.io, which is a really good WhatsApp marketing tool. So you guys can get that, and there's chatbots involved in it. You get like a green tick after you send a certain set of messages out of it, and yeah, I think Vati.io is one of the best in this space.
So Rishi, like how people can actually learn from you. Thank you so much for this amazing podcast. And if people wanted to learn from you, what are the future plans, the future courses that you are planning? If you'd like to share, like any upcoming launches, or maybe recently there's something that you launched.
So basically, we have multiple different programs. You want to learn about automation? I already have a lot of courses on digitalscholar.in. So in the pre-recorded section, you have marketing automation, email marketing, WhatsApp marketing, cold email. So everything about automation that you need to know is out there in pre-recorded version. If you want to learn your personal brand, we have the influencer club, where we do like a 8 to 10 hour session, right from creating your content to hook strategy to editing to understanding how conversational stories work, DM scripting works, automation works. So we have that bit. In the upcoming, I'm also launching how you can launch your low ticket offer. So as a coach, by 2024 in January, I'm planning to launch direct course, like where people can buy directly for a short price, and then they learn how they can do the same thing with others as well, right? So
Hmm.
AI course is something that we want to launch, and target a lot of coaches so they learn the right funnels, right strategies. That's my that's where I believe I want to serve, because I believe I'm a coach. I have like really good knowledge in terms of what different funnels work, and I want to share those knowledge with all the people. And I have 4 months program where you become end-to-end digital marketer. You have performance marketing, SEO, all of these. We're running an offer also right now. So 4 months online digital marketing program, AI framework. So this is like a great program. If somebody doesn't have one bit of knowledge of digital, they should come on that bit. Rest are all specialized ones depending on your skill set and
Requirement,
where you
yeah.
are. You choose one. So a lot of programs, I believe, just going on the website will probably help.
Yeah, I'll be dropping. So you can mention that website. I can also drop that link in the below.
Yeah, it's digitalscholar.in.
Thank you so much, Rishi, for jumping in with a quick, short notice. Thank you for sharing the massive value in this podcast. Thank you so much.
Lovely.
Any last thought that you would like to share with our audience?
I believe that if you want to make a lot of money, you have to keep learning, right? So just
Well,
learn, because the things are changing so fast. And if you really, really want to make a mint, you need to be able to keep up with the pace, right? So I firmly believe that becoming a lifelong learner, trying to understand other markets also, not just hyper focused on your field, but looking into other fields as well, and trying to become a hybrid version and launching different products, I think that's something you want to focus on. Second, sell a lot, right? So have a lot of products with you where you keep upselling, you keep cross selling, and focus on offers, because I believe that will keep the cash flow on in your business. So start creating small products, digital products, and all of this. Don't just be hyper focused on one. That would be second. And third is just have fun in the process. Don't lose yourself
Yeah,
throughout, right? So do as much as possible where until you're having fun. But if you think you need to take a break, you should take a break, because it's not just all about money also, but also about your mental and physical health. All right, so take care of that. And yeah, that's about it.
amazing, Rishi. Thank you so much, everyone. Those who are watching, you can share your thoughts and how you liked it, and you can also thought what is the biggest learning that you learned. I would love to see your comments, and thank you so much, Rishi, for joining. We'll catch up with once again for another podcast.
Thank you. Take care, Sagar. Thank you so much. Bye bye.